is Tiffany and welcome to my channel Foxey Sunrise. Today we're doing a reading on what gifts you're hiding and how it is time to bring them forth, and it's time to shine. So choose as many groups as you'd like. My chair is a little creaky. I feel the need to mention that this time. So choose as many groups as you'd like. All the timestamps will be down below in the description box. We have group 1, Ceres. This is the picture. Group 2, the Red Queen. And group 3, Nyx. They're such pretty cards. Okay. I'll see you at your group. Hey, group 1, if you chose Ceres, this is your rating on what gifts you're hiding and how to come out and shine. So I don't use this deck a lot, even though it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna see what comes up with this card. Okay. Maturing and transitions are the key words. Ceres is the Roman goddess of agriculture and grain. She represents the transition from a nomadic hunter-gatherer society to one of sowing, reaping, and tending one piece of land. This shift made it necessary for new laws to divide the land and protect property ownership. Ceres is therefore a goddess of transitions and order, protecting women during key transitional periods of their life, between girlhood and to womanhood, from motherhood to old age. Drawing this card signifies a new state of maturity in whatever stage of the life cycle you are presently in. A strong motherly guide is within you. Your labor will yield results. Your newfound endurance will encourage younger women to grow. Interesting. So teaching comes up with this. I also thought of the signs Virgo and Aquarius. I have a link in the description box down below if you're interested in looking into your birth chart. Time of birth makes the calculations much more specific. So I feel this group is really good at facilitating, leading, and also I don't know why crowd control came up. Not crowd control necessarily, like crisis management almost. I feel like transitions aren't always simple or easy, and they're not always planned. Sometimes they come out of urgency. So I feel like some of you are really good under stress or under high intensity or urgency. And I feel like you give really good advice. Like I said, you're a good role model. There's like this old soul sort of vibe with this group as well. You might be good with mentoring, teaching, mentoring the youth, maybe working with kids or teenagers, and yeah, strong Virgo energy. And whenever I was reading about, whenever they mentioned the sort of upgrade of agricultural tools, it also made me think of having sort of a future thinking, innovative mind and way of a way of like a way of thinking and planning and inventing that's innovative, or ideas that are innovative. Like your mind is kind of ahead of its time in a way, which again is like is that sort of old soul energy. Hidden gifts. What gives spirit one hiding? Judgment in reverse. And the Strength card. Okay, there's again like an emphasis on being able to plan things, organize things. I'm seeing somebody who can run retreats, or someone who again is good at facilitating things, so facilitating someone's healing, facilitating transition. So like maybe you're the type of person who's really good at organizing, say like if you work in an office and your office has a move out day, they're moving to a new office, you're really good at like administrative type of things, tying loose ends. I'm also getting like cultivating a community, organizing a community group or community events and functions. You have this ability to assist people who are kind of in limbo, and you hold this space for people that's very open-minded and safe and cozy. And I think, if I remember correctly, the description of the theme card was talking about mothering and nurturing energy. So there's like this sort of like power within you that is kind of slept on, or kind of subtle. Maybe you sleep on your own power, because it's expressed in a more demure sort of way. It's expressed in a more subtle way. Is it subtler? In a much more subtle way. But this group is really good at holding space. So I'm even seeing somebody who might be a good coach or counselor, therapist. Again, like healing is big when it comes to Virgo. And Virgo and Aquarius both have very analytical perspective in mind. That archetype and energy is really good at being objective with information and emotions too, because they're so heady and they're so analytical. And then again, like emphasized with the Judgment card in reverse, that Aquarian energy and the true feminine mothering nurturing energy is very open and present and receptive, and very good at holding space for someone to be vulnerable and not feel judged, which is powerful. Yeah, I'm getting a vibe that for some of you, this is hidden from you. Like, it's such a sort of mundane thing that you may just naturally do day to day, to where you're not really seeing it as a gift or a strength. You're just seeing it as like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, I'm like this. Yeah, I that's what I do. Let's see. We have Haunted and Freeze. And we also have Taurus in reverse. So with that old soul energy that I was mentioning, I feel that this group may have had to grow up fast. They were kind of adults as kids, and these gifts, this skill has kind of cultivated from your childhood. So almost like a defense mechanism. So I actually got a reading from someone recently, and she was mentioning how people become very empathic and aware of their environment whenever they are maybe in an environment where they're having to be on guard or in a survival mode. So having to pay more attention to, say, a parent's mood swings and becoming intuitive and sensitive to shifts in the environment, shifts in people's behaviors, so that you can be protected and aware whenever you may be in danger. If, for example, say a parent has, shifting mood swings or mental illness, or if you live in a bad neighborhood and you need to be aware of people who might rob you or lie to you or try to stiff you or take advantage of you. So from those unfortunate situations and growing up in those unfortunate situations, you become much more keen and aware and alert to human behavior and body language. So I'm also getting a little bit of Scorpio energy as well, with that being said. So with this Taurus card here, I'm also getting an energy of this group having an imbalance in this gift. So having this habit that's been rooted from possibly childhood, where you are always a caretaker and you're very selfless and you're always the one who's carrying the load and doing all the things and never asking for anything in return. And that's very unconditionally compassionate of you, but when it comes to self-care and recharging and feeding yourself and being selfish, that can be lacking. So there's a sense and a need to tear down the foundation of where these gifts came from and rebuild it with a healthier foundation, so that it's coming from a place of someone who's empowered with boundaries, who's aware of the beautiful energy that they carry and how beneficial and uplifting and how much of an asset it is to have that energy, to be able to hold space for people, to be non-judgmental, to be able to have the energy where people feel safe to actually express what they really feel, what their real thoughts are, to be a role model, a leader, a facilitator, to bring communities and groups together, to organize things and make environments very comfortable and feeling nurturing, and that maternal energy. All those things are an asset that a lot of people, I feel, didn't really get a chance to experience because of an upbringing or a bad relationship, or just patterns that they seem to find themselves in with people who also don't know how to be in that energy, that beautiful feminine energy. But we can't continue to be as powerful as we can in these gifts that we have if we don't feed ourselves as well, if we don't charge ourselves, if we don't give back to ourselves, if we aren't surrounded by people who can receive as much as they give or can give as much as they receive. So it's really important for this group to be able to be receptive as much as they are giving. And to have somebody who can hold space for you the way that you can hold space for other people, that's so important. And again, with the 2 signs that I mentioned, well, 3 signs, Scorpio, Virgo, Aquarius, and I'm also getting a little bit of Pisces energy with the just ability to be empathic and very extrasensory. The first 3 signs I mentioned, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Virgo, those archetypes, those energies are known to be very self-reliant, independent, and very comfortable with just being alone and by themselves. So again, it's really important to lay your guard down with somebody that you feel you can trust and are comfortable with, and at least have one person. 2 would be great, but at least one person that you feel you can receive the same beautiful energy that you give to other people so effortlessly. I don't know if I mentioned teaching as well, but like being some kind of, I said mentor, but like a teacher teaching something. Definitely energetic healing, energy work, energy healing. And maybe for the more technical people, especially if you have strong like Virgo, Aquarius energy, more analytical type signs and archetypes and energies, maybe something more in-depth like pranic healing, advanced pranic healing, and energetic surgery or hypnotherapy, something where you learn more in depth about anatomy, the chakra system, things where they might have a lot of like details and juicy information and knowledge. So that might be of excitement and joy for some of you to tap into these gifts more. I also want to mention that this group definitely should invest in learning about psychic protection. So, okay. Group 1. Can I show their gifts? Group 1. Sharing their gifts. Group 1. Group 1. Group 1. Let's just read one gifts. Okay. Okay, so we have new experiences and possibilities. So I feel like this can come through dabbling in different realms where you can productively use this gift that you have. So like I said, higher educational learning, diving into certifications and courses and just different information, or even going to classes or events where you can kind of dive into and sort of submerge yourself into these different modalities and practices. So like I said, energy work, Reiki, mentorship classes, studying more about maybe psychology or the things that you've gone through. I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe opening up to different I'm seeing someone who travels to go and experience different different modalities. Like I'm seeing someone going and traveling to go to a gem show to learn about crystals, or someone who goes to travel to some sort of lecture or convention about the mind or the body. So I feel like traveling is a really good way to sort of awaken or recalibrate your energy. Solo travel, I feel, would probably be something you're into. Solo traveling and going and experiencing, maybe going and experiencing a healing session for yourself. A cleansing session. I don't know why that keeps coming up. I was trying to think of other examples that aren't like solely spiritual and woo-woo, but I can't at the moment, and maybe some are popping up for you. And then we have hope and happiness. Yeah, I feel like the most important thing for this group is to continue doing the things that you love and prioritizing yourself. Like that's going to keep you in high spirits. And I also am seeing like swampy water. So I feel like whenever you do go and do things that you love, like going out in nature, going on a hike, I'm thinking of like a writing course or journaling course or something that excites you, that also develops you. Like those things are important so that you can stay in an uplifted vibration and mood. Because I'm sure there have been times, and there are many reasons for that, but there have been times where you're always helping people and you kind of lose yourself in being needed, and you find yourself sort of in a space of negativity and hopelessness, especially if you're constantly surrounded by people who always need your help and they don't know how to help themselves. Okay, affirmation for group 1, what their gifts. Okay, so we got 2 here. The universe supports me in every way. And the universe is filled with endless opportunities for me. Okay, what's at the bottom? Creative energy surges through me and leads me to new and brilliant ideas. Alright, that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like those traveling and those new experiences and having like the alone time you need to recharge is going to really open you up to a new perspective and lighten the load that you may carry so much for other people, and cleansing is really important for this group. This group feels very sensitive, very, very sensitive and receptive. Okay, group 1, that is your reading for your gifts. Let me know what you think down below. Like, share, and subscribe for more, and I hope to see y'all again soon. Hello, group 2. Oh, there we go. This is your reading. You got the Red Queen, which is interesting. Let's see what she has to say. QRR. Okay. Red Queen, caution, ambition. The Red Queen solemnly crosses the threshold toward her chosen destination. She has checked her strengths, weaknesses, and personal initiative thoroughly and believes she now has the inner resources to move forward. She recalls a time in the past when she had set herself a goal but fell short. She was not aware of the level of responsibility and persistence the challenge would require. Now her inner capabilities are fully developed, and she cautiously moves forward. Drawing this card advises you that solid achievements are now possible, but exercise self-care and assess your own needs and abilities along your path towards success. Okay. So I'm getting an energy of persistence with that. All the red makes me think of Mars. So I'm getting strong Aries energy and Scorpio energy. Definitely Scorpio energy, because of the constant mention of the word cautious. So we have restock and game. I'm getting more characteristics than gifts, but I guess characteristics can be gifts at the same time. Yeah, there's like this very loyal, persevering, and we have the Lovers, very loyal, persevering energy with this group. Very honest, very transparent, very blunt, like a little bit of no nonsense. I'm feeling this group has a lot of drive and energy, and be wary of burnout, but I think that this group can easily be distracted by love, relationships, enmeshing with people or getting lost with people because of your strong loyalty. Yeah, in the description of the Red Queen, it was talking about, I don't want to misquote it. It was talking about in the past when she had set herself a goal but fell short. She was not aware of the level of responsibility and persistence the challenge would require. So, which is interesting because there's a fluctuation of commitment. I feel that whenever you focus on something, you have such a drive and laser pointed focus that you can really ignite something very quickly. It's just staying the course and being consistent. So when I say that, I feel like I'm talking more to my Aries Martian energy people than I am with the Scorpio, but both can be very passionate about things and put all of their energy into it. So it's really about finding the right obsession and also being able to cooperate when necessary and not taking on everything by yourself. So there's like a strong independence. There's maybe even a little bit of a stubbornness because you see things a certain way and you want them to be a certain way. But this group has it doesn't feel specific. It feels more broad with this group as far as gifts. It's like, what are you passionate about? We'll focus on it and you'll get it. Like, that's how it feels. Like, this group's gift is their laser pointed focus. This group's gift is their willpower. Their willpower and their loyalty, which some people may take advantage of. And it's really important to find, the pure things that will be of benefit to obsess over, and not like things that are addictive or draining or seem to be good but aren't under the surface, like sort of things that are more instant gratifying or instant things that may be more of like instant gratification versus the things that are truly and deeply of good, of benefit to you. So I'm seeing someone who, again, is very powerful, has a very strong drive. I'm getting a strong entrepreneurial energy as well. Someone who could be like sort of like a tough love type of leader or mentor. I'm also seeing someone who could be an influencer, who is a trailblazer in a specific field, who has like very like unique ideas. Messages for group 2. Group 2. Any other advice for group 2? Are you kidding me? That's interesting. And Virgo. We've got Virgo here. Some of you may be coming from pile 1. Some of you may be coming from pile 1. It's important to be wary of the people who you're around because they can become distractions. It is also important to zoom out and zoom in when appropriate when it comes to your goals. So we can initially get really charged and excited when we see the big picture of something, but then we have to zoom in on like how to build that mundanely, day to day, through our habits, through consistent growth. It can become kind of like discouraging and a little bit boring. So kind of accepting that you can still have a big picture, but sometimes like it's really recognizing how both have a part to play. You are being guided to that big picture through small micro details and things that you're going to do every day that will build you closer to this big picture that you're really excited about. So staying the course. And with this Virgo card here, it's like being balanced with focusing on details versus just getting a hard on for the big picture, for the like end result, for the destination and not the journey. So not obsessing so much about things being perfect, or being afraid to ask for help and assistance because you're so protective of your vision for things and building things. So being able to delegate appropriately, which is kind of, in a sense, collaboration. So being able to appropriately delegate so that you're not scattered when you're building these things, and so that you can become more efficient when it comes to your goals. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who, I don't know if they have a business or if they're trying to start a business, or you're trying to build something that you would be leading in some sort of way, a project, or I don't know, it feels like an entity of some sort. I guess like anything can be an entity, but it feels like a service-based idea. Hmm. New experiences and possibilities. I feel like this group also can get a little bit uptight. Like they have a stick up their butt when it comes to things. Like there's like this need for control. And it kind of builds this tension. And it also makes it hard to be open to other ways that something can come about, other ways that things can be produced, other ways that things can materialize. So there's a need to be a little bit more open to and receptive to different ideas, different perspectives, and to not be so tense about the way things should be or supposed to be, or the way that you imagine them in your mind. So not being so militant about a vision that you may have and being more flexible. But there is like this, there's like a benefit to the seriousness, but I feel like it can be a little bit, again, like imbalanced. Like this group definitely feels like it can lean one way or another. So it's really finding the balance between those gifts that you have, which is being serious, being super excited about something, and maybe kind of like getting bored easily, because you see the big picture and you're kind of bored with the process in which it's taking to get to the destination of this big picture or idea that you have. Or on the flip side, it's like you don't see the whole picture, you're just seeing the minute details. You're not seeing like how much you have developed because you're so obsessed with the details, and you're so obsessed with this little thing being an inch off, or being like slightly imperfect. So releasing high expectations. I'm saying that so carefully. I feel like that can come off a little bit like you're settling, and that's not what I mean, but knowing that there's always an opportunity to improve, and things don't have to be perfect the first go around when you're creating something, cultivating something, introducing something, debuting something. So recognizing that there's always time to improve something, and to just share it, to not be so anxious about it not looking like what it does in your head, because it can eventually materialize into that. But there's of course going to be like a trial and error sort of like in between process. So yeah, this group has very high standards, and they have a very specific and particular way that they want things to be. And this group really always knows. There's never a time when this group doesn't know what it wants. It's just if if they trust that other people can help them get there, or if they're going to take on the burden themselves so that it comes out exactly how they want it to. Because I feel like with collaborations, it really takes like trust and chemistry and harmony. And again, like it's a trial and error process, so it's okay if things don't work out in the beginning, but there are people out there who you can collaborate with, who will help you materialize what your ideas are, and you don't have to be so stubborn with being the only one who can like birth it. Like sort of be comfortable with delegating tasks to people. Yeah, it's a very strong like boss energy. Ooh. Okay. Message for group 2. I find love everywhere I go. It's all around me. My world is a reflection of my thinking. I feel a strong energy of like a need to trust. To have faith and to trust, especially when it comes to other people helping you. I stand up for what I believe in. Yeah, there's a strong like directive energy, but again, like with the need to control, there's like a lack of trust when it comes to bringing other people in to help you. Like you have so much willpower to really just do anything. I feel like that's why it's kind of it was more specific with the first group. With this one, it's like it's a little bit more vague because I feel like you really have your options. Like, what do you want? Okay, well, just focus on that. Don't get distracted. Continue to show up every day to get that thing, and make sure that that thing is feeding you as much as you're feeding it, and it's fair and it's balanced, and that you're balanced, and that you're not overly pushing yourself to where you're burning out, because you know that you have a very tenacious and persistent drive within you. But remember to take care of yourself. I'm getting somebody who could maybe lean towards like workaholic, especially if they're passionate about something. I'm getting Mars and Capricorn placement, or a Mars and Virgo, Mars and Capricorn, Mars and Scorpio. I'm also getting Mars in the 10th house for sure. Definitely Mars and Venus in the 10th house. Like, this group feels like they really love building something. Like, building, they're very passionate about building an empire. They're very passionate about work. They're very passionate about life purpose. And this group may be very aware of what that is. Even if it's in like a very vague or subtle way, but they're very passionate about this. Like, no one can take them away from a vision of who is meant to be their husband or wife or their life partner, a vision of what their business is going to be, a vision of their dream home. Like, this group just knows exactly what they want. And it's really just like sticking with it and being consistent and allowing people in to help you and communicate how they can help you. Don't just assume that they know what you're thinking and what you want. Like, that kind of bleeds into this group having like these expectations. It's like, communicate those expectations, even if they sound, I don't know if this group would ever think their expectations sound absurd, but even if someone thinks they're absurd, you'll know from that interaction, okay, they can't meet them, you know. So, but someone else will. But this group is like very strong. I was gonna say Mars, Venus, or Sun. I feel like there's a Sun Venus combination in the 10th house with this group. Mars in the 6th, definitely Mars in the 6th, or maybe Venus in the 6th house in the birth chart. And strong Capricorn, Scorpio, and Virgo energy here. I think I mentioned the astrology chart calculator in the description box, but if I didn't, it's down there underneath the timestamps, and if you want to look at that and look into it, definitely check it out. And if you have your time of birth, it'll be much more specific. But wow, group 2, it's yeah, y'all really know what's going on. Thank y'all for stopping by. Let me know if anything came up for you down below in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe for more, and I hope to see you again soon. Group 3. we have Nyx. I feel like this group is going to be really fun. Let's see. LMN. Nyx. It's kind of bright. Okay. Mystery, the unknown are the keywords. Nyx, the Greek goddess of night, beckons you to relax with the great mystery of the cosmos. She is a shadowy figure who thins the veil of magical realms. It is said that those who worshipped her would do so at night in complete darkness. Nyx reawakens our sense of wonder and awe of the unknown. She urges you to relax. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. She urges you to relax and find peace with the deep mysteries. She calms us when we become anxious over things we cannot know. We often become so involved with day-to-day mundane tasks that we forget that deep magic is at work behind the scenes. Synchronistic events, strange coincidences, powerful intuitions, or epiphanies through dreams are more likely to occur and help to restore your faith in the mysteries of the universe. Communication and curiosity in reverse. Oh shoot. So this feels like a group that is in the broom closet. This feels like that group that's stuck in the broom closet. I don't know if, and then I tear the deck. I tear the deck. I break the deck open and we got High Priestess. I feel like this group, there were a lot of cards flying out when I was shuffling for this group, so it felt like when that happens, I interpret it as like there's a lot of messages, there's a lot of communications coming through. There's a lot of information that's wanting to be shared and said. I don't know if you're not aware if this is like your first exposure to it, or if you're just now opening up to it. If you're not, it's like I feel like there's like a lack of knowledge of how to dabble into your intuition and get these insights or communications. I vaguely felt like there wasn't an interest, but I feel like if you're here, you're obviously like curious enough, but maybe not actually like taking the initiative to dive into it and understand it. It's more of like a passing thing, like oh, this seems interesting, let me check this out. But there's like, when it comes to your gifts, you are going to need to sort of strengthen them, kind of like a workout. Like there's a need to figure out how you do receive insights and information or messages, like paying more attention and being more aware to that. And also, like, I feel like this group isn't really sure, like, maybe to an extent, like what questions to ask. So, and for some of you, maybe you're kind of like hesitant and scared because, again, like there's like this emphasis of the unknown, like you're not really sure like what you're tapping into. So just like, I feel like this group would be, whatever you're drawn to, like whatever you're attracted to, this group would really benefit from maybe a mentor, somebody who can kind of lead them, and starting small, taking classes. So we have the Hierophant in reverse. So this is like a very like, this is going to be an unorthodox journey. It's not going to be like a 1, 2, 3 type of thing. Like you may dabble a lot. You may dabble in a lot of different things until you find something that like you become so enthralled in. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is, whoa. Okay, I'll just take that one. And we have Soul Sun. Okay, so with the sun energy here, I feel like there's a need to be playful, to be curious, to be open-minded when it comes to the realm of mysticism, the realm of the occult, of spiritism, spirituality, of different new thought ideas and concepts. So whatever you find yourself asking about, delve into it. Like, that's a good first step. And not to take anything too seriously, and to allow yourself to discern like what you like and what you don't like. And with this Hierophant in the reverse here, there's a need to kind of, again, be open-minded, because your path and also the beliefs that you cultivate and the way that you go about it, or maybe even like techniques that you use. I'm getting like there's like a way that you see a lot of people do certain things, and like the way that you're gonna do them is gonna be different. Like, say the way that people read tarot, or maybe the way that people manifest. You, after learning and diving into like different things, different ways of manifesting, this is an example, you realize like, okay, actually I would rather throw all this out and come up with my own thing. And you might be that person where you come up with something that's very different and new, and it works for you, and it's very individualized, and it's very unique and very authentic to you. So I feel like I really like this group. I'm feeling like a strong like Leo, Aries, Aquarius energy. So I have an astrology link for a calculator if you want to dive into that and look into it. They have like little blurbs and descriptions too. So maybe astrology might be something you are very curious about. And you have a new way of like interpreting astrology, but the time of birth is very important as far as like getting like details. So yeah. Oh my gosh, what was I? Oh my gosh, what was I saying? Okay, so open yourself up to your questions. Dive into your questions a little bit more. Yeah, this group just feels hesitant for some reason. I don't know why there's like this hesitancy. Maybe you feel like it's not worth looking into, or you just have like certain beliefs and ideas about this new kind of realm or perspective of thinking and viewing the world, which ultimately is what like spirituality and occultism and new thought is. It's just like a different perspective. So maybe there's like you're being brought to this and awakened to this because this is like an up-leveling of your just soul growth, is to open yourself up to new perspectives, and maybe you have something to share from your way of interpreting and discerning, dissecting, and formalizing what you perceive and what your understanding of certain concepts are. Like, I feel like this group is able to kind of dissect and understand different concepts in a way that like modern popularized mainstream spirituality hasn't even like observed it. So it's walking away from beliefs and ideas that kind of like hold you back, and maybe you have this sort of like binding, or I feel like there's something being suggested about like organized religion or spiritual or religious sect that was very confining, and maybe there's some hesitation from diving back into it, or opening up to it because of your upbringing in a religious space or a spiritual space, or maybe your exposure to sort of a dogmatic construct that you didn't really vibe with. So there's like a need to kind of like start fresh and create your own philosophy. I'm getting strong, like I feel like Sag moon, or Venus in Sagittarius. Yeah, I'm getting like a Sagittarius moon, maybe Sagittarius sun. I said Aries energy. I'm getting like a Aries energy. And you don't have to have these signs. I say energy because it's like, could be an archetype that's kind of awakening within you, you know, like that's kind of a theme in your life right now. Or it could be somewhere in your birth chart. So it's either way. But I said Aries, Aquarius. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Sorry. I said Aries, Aquarius, Sagittarius. Celebrate differences. That's a beautiful card. And perfect setting. No, perfect setting. Make a decision. Contemplation in reverse. Okay, so there's really like a push to try this out and make your own comparisons and discernment. And I also feel like these gifts, or this like calling, I don't know what I'm going to name this reading, because it really like doesn't really have much to do with what I was going to title it at this point. Sorry. Okay, that distracted me a little bit. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to name this? It doesn't matter right now. This is about you. It's not about me. So, yeah, we have celebrate differences, perfect setting, and then leap of faith, which I showed you earlier. Celebrate differences. I really feel like, again, like this gift is wanting to be cultivated so that you can release these dogmatic values and morals that you don't resonate with anymore, or maybe traumatized you, or you don't vibe with. And this could be beyond like childhood. This could be maybe like what you've observed in just the spiritual community that you're just like, wow, this is really lame. There's got to be more to this. Like something is just off about this. Like I'm not resonating with it. Like, so instead of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, like try to come at this with fresh eyes, like a youth, like a child, which I'm looking at the sun card when I say this. Try to come back to this with a new set of eyes, with an openness, and to kind of like, she's kind of painting her own setting, creating again like your own thought, your own philosophy. That's so important. I feel like you're being called back to this so that you can compare and contrast, keep what resonates with you, and throw away what doesn't make sense to you, what does not feel good to you, what feels off, so that you can cultivate and create your own internal compass, to hear your own messages beyond like what others have said or taught you, what has already been put out there. It's like you're coming up with something of all of your own, that is unique to you, that is individual to you. And this is so it's such an empowering thing to do. Like I really vibe with this group for coming up with their own religion, pretty much their own philosophy, their own perspective of how to view the world. It's really important to do that, and to, you know, be grateful for the roots that you came from, even if it was kind of like claustrophobic and constricting. There was something that came of it and came from it. And yeah, this group is very like highly intelligent and like a sort of like very spiritually intelligent and very beyond this world, out of this world, ahead of its time. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's advice for group 3. I don't know what group number I've been saying. I feel like I've been saying group 2. Group 3. This, oh wow, I feel like some of you would do well with like kind of coming, like traveling. Again, the Sagittarius energy is coming up super strongly. Like going on your own like solo pilgrimage, like solo travel is really important for y'all to like have your own experiences. And I feel like traveling will also like reopen your curiosity as well, like getting away from your hometown, or leaving your old roots in some way. And finding new land, finding new thought, finding something that makes sense to you. I believe in myself and my abilities. I am worthy of the very best in life, and I now lovingly allow myself to accept it. It feels very, I don't know if any of you have heard of this like concept in like books or movies, but it feels very coming of age. Like a new step of maturity is finding your own mind. It's really important, and finding, and that also includes like these very like strong societal structures of religion and money, job, career, like things like that. So I feel like this is like a huge stage, a huge life phase that you've been feeling, and maybe you've been feeling like a heightened sensitivity as well to just your surroundings, and an unusual attraction and interest to like unorthodox ways of tapping into different parts of the mind, different philosophies, different perspectives and ways of thinking. So really being brave and seeking out, like going and traveling, and through your adventures you come up with, again, like a more clear picture, I hate that, a clearer picture of what is truth to you, finding your truth. Truth is very important for this group, and the gifts with this group is like authenticity. I feel like authenticity is infectious. Like you show people through shining your authenticity and your light, and being very passionate about your views and your points of views, whilst also allowing others to be very passionate about their values. It really frees other people. So there's this like sort of like rebel, hippie, like countercultural type of vibe, and not necessarily hippie, but we can even say like a what did they call them? Were they about? No, that's. I can't remember. They were like this group of like bohemians in the 50s. They wore like cigarette pants, and but there's always a group, maybe, I don't know, maybe I feel like there's always like an era where you can find a group of people, and a lot of the times they're like teenagers who just don't want to follow the norms anymore. Oh my gosh, it's gonna bother me. Like, what is it called? Yeah, they just like are tired of societal norms, and so they kind of like do their own thing. Oh my gosh, it starts with a B. I just can't remember. 50s. Beatnik. Okay. Okay, a person, especially a member or follower of the Beat generation whose behavior, views, and often style of dress are pointedly unconventional. So, yeah, that was, I believe, in the 50s, and then you have the hippies in the 60s, you know. So there's something like very like powerfully, attractively unconventional about you, and I feel like you're in the process of building the foundation of really understanding like and building your unconventional, like very eccentric beliefs and mind and style, and like again, like it's very coming of age, so it might start with your style and the things that the way that you want to dress, and like maybe being curious about a certain time period or music that you listen to and the time period of that music, and then it bleeds into philosophies, and then other unorthodox things like tarot to a certain extent, or hypnotherapy, or energy healing, or I don't know, like very unorthodox science concepts and theories, like what is it called, biohacking, and like anti-aging. I don't know, just very just it feels like I'm thinking of the space age in this, was it the 60s? And just like high tech, like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's like very like forward moving, like very strong Aquarian energy. It's like very, I'm seeing a lot of chrome, like it's just it's very like ahead of its time. I'm trying to learn new words. I really love words, but I can't. Sometimes they just escape me in these moments. But yeah, celebrating differences. I feel like that also includes celebrating your differences. And there was a group in one of the readings that I did where I was telling them to like purge those emotions of accepting the fact that you are different and you are weird, and there will be people that you come into contact with that will be triggered by your uniqueness and who won't vibe with it at all. And maybe that has always been an ongoing trend since you were young, since you came into this world. And so experiencing those emotions and accepting those emotions and expressing them and releasing them, so that you can really embrace that this is the person that you are. You're just very different. You have a different way of thinking, and being that person can feel lonely, but it can also be so inspiring for people and very refreshing for people. So it's like both like repelling in the sense of like some people really won't understand, and it's also magnetic and attractive because some people are like, oh my gosh, finally like a different perspective that also makes sense to someone else, you know. So finding your tribe may be important too, like by having this like pilgrimage of figuring yourself out and what you believe and all this stuff, beyond the constructs that you've been given, will also make you a magnet, magnetize your group. It'll make you a magnet for people who understand, who are curious and want to ask questions, who may even have a mind that will inspire you to think even further outside of the box that you've created for yourself, this new box that you're creating. Like there may be people out there who are like you can debate with and, you know, have these discussions with, and then after that you're like, wow, that was so like stimulating that now I have even a broader and more expansive perspective of what I feel. And this is so exciting. Like, I feel electric, you know? I can talk all day with this group, so I don't know if y'all have, like, another placement I want to throw out there too. Like, this always happens to me when I'm in a group that's like very air dominant. I just talk so much. Like, I talk and my brain feels like it's buzzing. So I don't know if you guys have a Mercury in Gemini or Aquarius, or Mercury in the 11th or 3rd house, or Moon in the 3rd, or Moon in Aquarius. But yeah, I'm feeling like strong airy energy with this group. Oh my gosh, I hate when my voice cracks. Okay, wow. Anyways, so I think okay, yeah. I'm feeling like very dispersed right now mentally. Okay, group 3. I almost said 2. Wow, what the heck. This is fun. I really like this group. Yeah, so thank you for stopping by. Definitely leave a comment down below. I want to know who picked group 3. Y'all are very fun. I can just feel it, like, I don't know. And I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay. Yeah. Nice to meet you, group 3. Please come back and visit, and definitely subscribe if you want more readings like this one. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon.